Today is 9th of December, market through a narrow range, close off high, up 12.3142 with lower volume. Here we have severe sell down, and at the support level it managed to actually bounce off, making successive high. Today market action is a sign of weakness. It is actually approaching this gap resistance at 3153, and the fact that you actually make higher lower volumes is likely to pull back from here. Now usually after a severe sell downs and a violent bounce, market likely to be stuck in a trailing range with a couple more swing, so it's likely to be choppy. Support is actually level here at about 3100. Resistance remain at this gap here at 3153. Now this is S&P 500's very strong move after a gap up, but approaching this resistance again is more likely to pull back. Notice the previous session itself, you actually trade a lower volume. This is Nasdaq, equally strong move, again approaching this overhead resistance, again the odd of pulling back its high. Now the more accurate representations would be the NYSE. Notice the stock retreats to the channel area, and of course at the lower channel it actually bounced off. The overhead resistance is at this upper channel, which is slightly above 17,000. Again, the previous session we trade a smaller bar, so this is actually a temporary halt. It may well move up, but this is an area to be content with. Now for the Brent crude, it actually broke the lower channel line, and right now testing the channel line itself. Again from here itself, we'd like to see whether it can actually hold at this level. The odd of it actually pulling back from here is high. Now let's turn our attentions to some of the strong stock we'll be discussing, in particular AEM, perhaps the strongest of all the other stocks. Now over here, you notice a series of overlapping, so it's a sign of losing momentums, and the last two sessions itself, the volume is much lower. Currently we have a contraction setup. Our high here is at 530. This is UMS. After breaking high, you've been consolidating. Notice actually this is a very significant resistance and was taken out through a gap followed by a right range bar, and right now experiencing pullback. So we'd like to actually wait for it to complete its consolidations and then eventually take out this high here, which is at 157. Now it's quite evident if you take a look at the weekly charts, it's actually tracing out a contraction setup. So again, a swing breakout on the daily chart is actually a consolidation breakout. Frankens is considered weak. If you take a look, actually the stock actually trade downwards, broke the support here, and followed by a throwback. Currently the throwbacks are all accompanied with low volume. Technically over here we have a contraction setup for a short, and this low here is at $2. So again, we'd like to see whether it can break with convincing volume, because right now the sectors appear to have some strength. This is Broadway. Again, very obvious consolidation patterns. If you notice, actually the swing gets smaller, so again we just have to patiently wait for it to actually complete its consolidations and take out this high, which was tested on 3 occasions, and this is at 24 cents. Now we'll be discussing Hourglass. This stock has suffered a very deep retracement after this extra wide range bar. If you notice, it's trading below 1326 SMA. So again, at best, it may consolidate sideways. So we just have to exercise patience, wait for it to complete its consolidation, and eventually take out this recent high here, which is at 230. Now our long stage a very nice breakout, but unfortunately was short-lived. Again, this was actually because of broad market sell down and retraced below the support level, and managed to clear this, which is considered positive after a brief rest here. And notice actually this by itself accompanied with high volume. So today's it actually trade a doji, which is a rest I'd like to see what happened over the next few sessions. If it has a setup, we can eventually see whether you can take out this high here, which is at 185.